Remarkable women, each with a story to tell.
Just keep going, keep helping others, and it pulled me through.
I'm no different than any other person out there. I just want to do the best I can for my daughters.
Giving back, saving a life, inspiring others, paying it forward.
You never take your hat off. You're always a coach and you're always a mom.
Celebrating remarkable women of East Tennessee right now on WATE 6 on your side. Good evening, I'm Lori Tucker. Late last year, we put out the call to WATE 6 on your side viewers asking you to tell us about remarkable women in your world, your neighbors, your coworkers, moms, daughters, and friends. You responded with lots of great nominations, leading us to these 4 finalists: Sarah Anderson, Dr. May Killebrew Mosley, Heather Winfrey, and Kim Cantrell. We're going to meet each of them over the next half hour. One of them will be named Knoxville's Woman of the Year, winning a trip to New York City to attend the Mel Robbins show. And we're going to spend some time with another remarkable woman, VFL and Lady Vols basketball coach Kellie Harper. Now let's meet one of those finalists, Heather Winfrey. Her husband was facing kidney failure. She had a feeling she could help, launching a life-changing journey.
So what is it?
The video went viral. Steve Winfrey sitting in a porch swing with his wife looking at baseball cards, one of his favorite pastimes. Little did he know, Heather had planted a custom-made card of him with this message.
Now Steve will be a rookie recipient at Vanderbilt transfer.
I found out today I was at work and I'm a match. And you could be getting a kidney by the end of this month.
Steve, overcome with emotion, learning tests revealed Heather's kidney was a perfect match. Years of waiting for a transplant were soon to be over.
I'm serious.
Are you serious?
She saved my life. There's no other way to put it.
I just feel like we were already one. You know, this was just an extension of those vows.
It was September 17th, 2017, when Heather gave Steve the gift of life. She did not stop there, becoming an advocate for kidney patients in our area, speaking to Congress on a number of occasions, receiving honors for her work. A foster mom, along with her husband, caring for 6 children over the last 3 years, a deacon in her church.
I think the reason why I continued and why we decided to continue together to encourage other people was we had so many people encourage us throughout our journey, and we felt so much gratitude and we wanted to give that back.
She did not know for months that Steve nominated her for our Remarkable Women contest.
She goes, I just got a call from WATE about something. Did you nominate me for anything? And I can't lie to her like that. So I got this little sheepish look. And I was like, I can't think of anybody else that deserves to be sitting here today than her.
The couple has been in the national spotlight, but the talk shows and accolades are not the priority.
I don't care what we accomplish or what exactly it is that we do in life. I just want to do life with him.
Something else about Heather, she knows what it's like to be homeless. During her childhood, there were times Steve said she would find quarters in the street to help her get food. But she got through that, got full scholarships to college, and graduated with a degree in economics. Oak Ridge Associated Universities. Her colleague emailed a nomination packed with career accomplishments and a lot of nonprofits to which she has lent her talents, inspiring women and girls along the way. We had to learn more about how she does it all.
February 25th is the date.
Dr. May Mosley knows the importance of injecting a little humor in HR meetings at ORAU. When she shared with her staff that she's a finalist in our Remarkable Women contest.
I like to have fun at work, so, you know, they've said, now that what should we call you, Dr. Remarkable? So I thought, okay, cool, I kind of like that.
She just has that high energy, and there's just something about her. No matter what she does, she can make you smile, even on the worst days.
Meeting Dr. Mosley in person, you do find a happy woman with a blend of warmth and intelligence, approachable despite her many awards and accolades for accomplishments through the years. Her most recent, earning a doctorate at Lincoln Memorial University.
Actually, completing my doctorate was never really about me. It really was about my mom. I grew up in the South, in Mississippi, and I was a product of segregated schools. And so my parents always instilled in us that if you want to make a life for yourself, you've got to get an education.
She completed 4 degrees while working full-time and raising her family in Wisconsin, moving to Knoxville in 2008.
You just can keep finding ways to give and supporting your community and making sure that you're making a difference.
A member of Leadership Oak Ridge, meeting with legislators to effect change, a founding member and current president of the Greater Knoxville chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, making time to hold huge family reunions and holiday gatherings at her home.
I've had up to 67 people for Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's a miracle. It's like Jesus with 2 fish.
That's in addition to her demanding career.
I look at her and I see some of the things that she has done. And so I say to myself, if she can do it, then I can do it as well. Some people, they do so many things and they don't complete a task. That's not me mostly. So she wears all the hats, but I don't know how she completes those tasks.
This dynamo says her secret to success is pretty simple.
It is the ability to do what everybody else does and then a little bit extra.
A little bit extra. Well, tonight the 6 sports team's Jordan Kramer is in Greenville, South Carolina, site of the SEC women's basketball tournament. She joins us now. Jordan, lots of remarkable women there, of course, including head coach Kellie Harper.
Yeah, it is her first time here as a head coach for the SEC tournament, but of course Kelli Harper has celebrated at the SEC tournament just a time or two during her playing days, although there were more times that she was celebrating after a game than she wasn't celebrating after a game during what was a historic career for the Lady Vols. Now, because of that and because of her playing time as a Lady Vol, Kelli Harper knew what she was getting into better than most coaches across the country when she decided to become the new head coach of the Lady Vols. She knew the expectation. She knew the fans' appreciation. She knew just how passionate Lady Vol fans were about Tennessee athletics. But what she didn't know, and she wouldn't find out until she was on campus, was that this was a role that she had been training for really her entire time on Rocky Top.
Walking on campus, and I had, hey coach, hey coach, hey coach. And I was immediately brought back to Pat and the demands that people had on her, and how everybody just wanted a little piece of her. They just wanted to reach out and touch her. They wanted to tell a story. They wanted an autograph. They wanted a picture. There was so much. And I remembered witnessing her handle that with grace. Everybody pulling at her, and how she always, it was beautifully done. It was graceful every single day. And I remembered marveling about it at the time, and I didn't even know what that meant.
Now, I did ask her just how difficult that is when you have everybody pulling at you. You have fans, you have administration, you have players, and for Kelli Harper, she has children. She said it can be difficult, of course, but she has a wonderful staff behind her. Now, we'll talk about her children coming up here in just a little bit and how she juggles being a coach and being a mom. But for now, reporting from Greenville, South Carolina, I'm Jordan Kramer with WATE Sports.
All right, Jordan, thank you. And still to come, a remarkable woman who helps our community live up to the volunteer spirit, her dedication to reaching out in times of crisis. We'll also show you how a local teacher is changing the way her students learn music. Coming up. Thank you for being with us as we celebrate remarkable women of East Tennessee. We're paying tribute to a familiar face, Kim Cantrell, a woman who we've shown you many times over the years, making a difference through Knoxville Pays It Forward, helping the community step up in times of crisis. Let's go behind the scenes and see this remarkable woman at work. Flooding, fire, and the latest, the Nashville tornado. Disasters that can destroy everything people have worked for. So many who have lost so much have found an instant benefactor in Kim Cantrell. She runs her nonprofit Knoxville Pays It Forward out of 6,000 feet of donated space at Mid-South Trucking on Rutledge Pike, filled with just about every necessity needed to help people falling on hard times.
There's resources for other people like this in town, like for the homeless and things. But for you and I who might get in a bind, and it wasn't our fault at all, we have this in resources. So our goal is to help right here in these resources.
There's a wall of diapers for babies and adults.
We have one of the largest diaper banks in East Tennessee.
Kim has answered the call to create an entire nursery in 24 hours for a baby born drug dependent headed to a relative's home. There's a closet full of feminine hygiene products that go directly to Knox County middle and high schools after a single dad asked Kim to help his teenage daughter.
She went to her nurse. She had an accident. The nurse said, can't your parents help you? And she laughed and said, my dad paid for gas with quarters this morning. So with that being the case, we want to make sure that no child goes without what they need in the Knox County school system.
Hours after January's apartment fire that left 20 in Fort Sanders without a home, Kim was there with her small band of volunteers.
They call us and they say, hey, Kim, we got a guy here who's standing outside, and it was freezing. He's standing outside with no shoes on. So we jump in a car, we run over, grab shoes, and we get him some shoes and get him warm. So it's an honor to be able to do that.
Kim created Knoxville Pays It Forward in 2011 after someone talked her into feeding the homeless under the bridge in North Knoxville. She says she was a different person back then.
I'm telling you the truth. I was the most selfish person ever.
Today, Kim continues to give back no matter what, even after suffering some big losses in her own life just this past year.
We had a flood. In 3 weeks, I was in 2 car wrecks. Then I fell and hurt myself. Then my mother died. Then my mother-in-law died. Then I hurt my other leg and was on a nice little scooter for weeks. But like I said, it's what helped me get through it all. I just had no idea what you can do to make a difference in your own life is to help someone else.
Kim was on Facebook first thing Tuesday asking for donations for tornado victims in Nashville. Still to come, we're meeting a beloved music teacher, but her lessons go beyond the notes on the page, how she's making a difference. Thank you for joining us as we spotlight remarkable women of East Tennessee. Our classrooms around East Tennessee are filled with remarkable women, and tonight we're spotlighting Sarah Anderson, nominated for how she's changing the way young people learn music at a local elementary school, and so much more.
And you may begin.
Blending singing with learning to hit the same notes on a xylophone, a lesson in the universal language of music at Eaton Elementary School in Lenoir City, led by beloved teacher Sarah Anderson.
She is nice, she's funny, she has a great voice. She's smart, and she just makes everybody smile.
G-A-G-E-G-A-G.
What kind of singer is she?
Kind of like an opera singer.
The out-of-the-ordinary instruments and comprehensive music curriculum are part of Anderson's idea to make a difference, making an impression on the principal just 2 short years ago.
I immediately called our superintendent and I said, I've got to have this girl. She's going to grow our program, because the arts are something that you have to have someone that's very passionate about it, and it has to be more than a job, and it's more than a job for her.
I had been a teacher before, prior to my children, and so it was a wonderful opportunity to be able to come back to the classroom and give children my love for music, because that's something that has always inspired my life and been a part of my life.
This devoted single mother of 3 teenage girls also works at Delta Airlines during the summer, putting in the hours as a gate agent and at the ticket counter to provide memorable family travels.
It has enabled us to go literally all over the world. So it's been a wonderful opportunity for me and my daughters.
Hard work pays off. As a Delta employee, Sarah seized an opportunity to audition for the Singing Tree during last year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. One of only 25 Delta employees chosen out of 86,000 in the workforce to take part. You can hear the pride in her daughter's voice when she spots her mom on the float passing by. Somehow, some way, Sarah finds time to work in another job as real estate agent. And get ready, she has beaten her goal to run a marathon in 50 states. She has now completed 68. The question we had to ask, what's behind Sarah Anderson's desire to keep pushing herself to achieve?
I set a lot of goals in my life, but I'm no different than any other person out there. I just want to do the best I can for my daughters and give them the best life and best experiences that I can.
Let's go back now to the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. Our Jordan Kramer. Jordan, you had the chance to sit down with Lady Vols coach Kellie Harper, talking about a subject that so many remarkable women deal with.
It is truly impressive what so many of the women in this special, and really women across the country, are able to do, particularly mothers. I know my mind is not necessarily there yet. Motherhood kind of a few years down the road for me, but one of the things that just impresses me the most about mothers is their ability to multitask. They have full-time jobs and still are able to flawlessly execute motherhood. Kelli Harper, no exception. Last month when I sat down with her, she had 2 kids running around her office. She was trying to game plan and still found a moment to talk to me about how she executes all of it.
I'm a normal person. I am an absolutely normal person who has a job that's a big profile job. And I feel like I'm a very down-to-earth person. You'll see me at the grocery store. You'll see me at the mall. You'll see me walking around town.
You'll also see her be a mother to 6-year-old son Jackson and 1-year-old daughter Kylie.
Okay, help her out, Jackson.
A full-time job in and of itself.
How do you do it? How do you kind of balance both and make sure that everybody is getting enough Kelli time?
No, at times it's really hard, but balancing both is, it's not so much about balancing both, but being both at all times. You know, you never take your hat off. You're always a coach. You're always a mom.
Kelli Harper didn't enter the world of coaching with unrealistic expectations.
Pick somebody up!
She knew what having a family would look like if she pursued this career path, because her own coach made sure she did.
I think Pat initially was wanted to make sure that I understood how hard it was going to be. You know, if you want to have a family, this is hard.
In the same way she learned about basketball and coaching from Summit, she learned how to be a mother who coaches basketball. And for Kelli, that means making her 2 families into one.
Jackson has admitted he has a bunch of older sisters, and it's, you know, that he gets on the bus, he goes and sits with them. You know, Kylie likes to play with them. We get to the hotel. It's just really unique.
There's obviously trips the Harper kids can't attend. On those trips, though, it's not just Kelly and John who feel their absence.
When we get on the bus and the children are not there, every player asks about them. Where's Kylie? Well, she didn't come on this trip. Where's Jackson? Well, he has school, so he needs to attend school.
It's a unique way to grow up. That's not lost on Harper. It's why she strives to create normalcy as much as she can, even if that means elongating her own day.
I think it's important for me to try to give our children a little bit of normalcy, you know, to go on their field trips, to volunteer in their school when I can now. But I might be running straight to practice, so I may have my Lady Vol gear on when I do. But I think it's important for our kids to have a little bit of normalcy. They need to see their parents doing the same thing that their friends' parents are doing.
Now, I talked with Kelly just about how she learned how to be a mother, and she said, well, of course, it was her own mother, that she has a love for her children that's unmatched. And then Kelly kind of stopped herself and said, whoa, wait, until, you know, I became a mother and then had that motherly love for my own kids. Of course, Kelli Harper and her entire family here in Greenville today for the Women's SEC Tournament. Lori?
All right, Jordan, I knew they'd all be there. Thank you so much. And we hope you'll join us, everyone, Friday on Good Morning Tennessee. We have shared the stories of the 4 finalists and our special coach Harper. Tomorrow, we're revealing the winner, that one extra special, remarkable woman, Knoxville's Woman of the Year, winning a trip to New York City to attend the Mel Robbins Show. Whoever wins, we think they're all remarkable. We think you're remarkable, too. Thank you so much for